Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Guilty or innocent.
That's right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of X-Men Classics. I am Phil, and joining me, as always, that fan of robotics himself, it is
Justin the Owl, boarding the ship and taking off into space.
That's right, kids. We're going to do part one of our two-part Judgment War special. This time, X Factor 43 through 46.
Yeah, damn, reading these first four issues, I thought, wow, maybe we should have done like a whole 2 months of this. There's so much story packed into
I know.
It's incredible.
Comics could never.
Yeah, this would be like a couple of years in modern comics. Yeah.
Yeah, would you have like at least a one whole issue or two of just following the Beast around?
Yeah.
Just following Cyclops around.
Yeah, you barely see any of the other members of the group in some of these issues. Yeah.
Oh my God, Jean Grey sleeps through most of these issues.
Right. We'll see a lot more of her in the second half of the story.
Mm.
There's something important that happens here to her.
Yes. All right, shall we jump in? Because there is a lot going on.
A lot happening here.
And of course, Cyclops' baby's along for the ride. I was thinking, I'm like, even before he went to the future, man, Cable had a wild ride, but in his childhood before he even went to the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff on his resume even before he took off. Yeah,
he would have been the most powerful jammer of all.
Yeah.
All right, kids. So yes, like I said, we start with X Factor 43. That's right, kid. Yes, that is a Celestial.
Yep.
Oh my Lord. Oh, did you? Okay, as I'm starting up the old iPad here, did you see? I guess they're going to reveal in the new Captain America movie. Remember in the Eternals when the Celestials coming out of the Earth? And
all that stupid stuff. Yeah.
I guess MCU. That's where adamantium's going to come from. I guess from that Celestial.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're mining it. They're mining the hide of the Celestial for
I guess
for precious ors. Okay. Yeah.
That can't go wrong.
Yeah. Great idea. Yeah. Okay.
The MCU home of bad life decisions.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. When things don't go according to plan.
Oh my. All right, so there's the issue. I'll pull the synopsis here. X Factor number 43 from August 1989. Judgment War Part 1. Kidnapped. Writer Louise Simonson, penciler Paul Smith, inker Al Milgram, colors Tom Vincent, letterer Joe Rosen, and editor Bob Harris. X Factor's ship suddenly loses control of its functions and begins to fly off into space. Acting quickly, the ship erects a dome around the exposed part of the hull where X Factor was out relaxing. As the ship flies out into space, the part of Jean's mind that is Madeline Pryor and the Phoenix Force causes her to smash through the dome to greet the stars. However, she no longer is no longer as powerful as the Phoenix and begins to suffocate in the vacuum of space. Quick thinking, Archangel flies out and grabs her while the other members of X Factor help pull them both back into the ship. With Jean and Warren safe, Iceman seals the hole temporarily until ship can effect repairs itself. As the group tries to get Jean to come to terms that she has the best part of all her incarnations in her, the ship passes through hyperspace and appears over a strange planet. Although Ship cannot leave, he is able to scan the planet below and identifies that there is a war going on the planet. and provides X-Factor with devices that allow them to understand the alien language on the planet below. Suddenly, they witness the appearance of a giant ship that dwarfs even ship in size and are soon confronted by the celestial known as Gammenon the Gatherer. As Gammenon examines the ship, X-Factor tries to make sense of the creature and soon find themselves transported to the planet's surface below, along with Scott's son Christopher. Cable. They find themselves in the middle of a battle between the planet's two dominant forces, the Chosen, human-like beings that have superhuman abilities, and the Rejects, inhuman mutates that also have powers. Unsure which side to fight for, Archangel makes up his mind when Princess Sierra of the Chosen is in danger of being crushed by a Reject, and he rescues her. So yes, our rich blonde Biscuit has made his choice. You taking the war?
Yeah, that happened pretty quickly, right?
Superior puss.
Chosen puss. Archangel. He has broken a forbidden law of the land for touching the princess, and mistaken for a reject, Warren is knocked about by Lord Rask, a rich chosen warrior who hopes that he can make even greater fortunes taking Warren as a slave and putting him to fight in the arenas. Iceman, likewise, is believed to be a reject in his ice form and faces against a fire-wielding chosen known as Lev. Before they can match powers, Bobby is struck on the head from behind and falls into the battle below. Jean, meanwhile, tries frantically to keep approaching rejects from attacking her and young Christopher. However, one of the rejects, telepathic jammers, uses its powers on Jean, shutting down her mind and sending Christopher falling to the ground as the battle rages on around them. As Gammenon lowers to the planet's surface over the battle, Cyclops is knocked out by a reject that is not only impervious to his optic blasts, but can also fire energy blasts from its eyes as well. Beast goes to the rescue of a female reject warrior named Zaharka. However, he learns that his concern was for naught, as she has entropic abilities and slays her attacker. Noticing the Celestials' descent, both sides of the conflict flee the scene to avoid getting crushed under its massive boot, with Beast accompanying Zaharka. As the chosen forces pull out of the battle, Lev spots Iceman rising from the group, his ice form wearing off. Believing he is a class of the Chosen, referred to as a dueler, those who have two forms, she is furious of how attacking one of her kind will have on her social standing. However, despite her feelings, she helps him along and learns that he has no memory of who he is or where he came from. As Jean is being carried away by the rejects, one of the Chosen come across Christopher and takes the child into his possession, thinking it is one of the genetically engineered Chosen. He wonders how the child made it out into the middle of a battle and decides to take it with him to see if he can make money off his discovery. With the battlefield cleared of all but the dead, Cyclops revives and finds that he has been left behind. With the foot of Gammenon just meters away, Cyclops tries in vain to blast it with his optic blast and remarks how this is indeed a stupid way to die.
Quite a cliffhanger ending, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyclops about to become toe fungus, yes.
An ant underneath the heel of the Celestial.
So how do you feel about, Jean Grey and the multiple person? We'll get to Inferno later in the year, kids, but, now she has Madeline Pryor in her head and some of the Phoenix in her head.
Yeah. At first I thought, because I don't believe there was really a lead up to this.
Mm-mm.
Any of this stuff. It was just kind of, okay, we're doing this now. All right.
I think it was basically wasn't it when Madeline died that, and, during Inferno, like some of her mind basically got shot into Jean.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a big telepathic duel that took place.
Which we'll get to, kids, and we'll get to in October, kids. Uh-huh.
Yes. We're going to do all the major issues of that. I thought it was great because, I love this stuff. These sci-fi epics where just all of a sudden the team is yanked off into an alien planet, and all of a sudden they're thrust into this whole machinations of all these other things going on. Like, we see it happen all the time in the Fantastic Four. We see it happen a lot with Avengers, but X Factor, I was like, oh wow, okay. I love that. I wasn't expecting this at all. And then the Celestials, like we never see Gammenon the Gatherer. We always usually see Erisham or who's the purple and blue one? I think it starts with a Z. Zurum or something. I can't remember his name, but there's like 2 or 3 other ones that are the more regular Celestials that you see. So that was another surprise. I thought, oh wow, I haven't seen this guy in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I loved this right from the get go. I thought, this is my jam right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a list of the Celestials here. How can I find a list? Boy, they have a ton of aliases though. Space gods, experimenters, analyzers, probers, and testers.
Probers, oh my.
Visitors from the sky, titans from space, star giants, star gods, the gods above us all, judges of worlds, multicolored rebels, rebel angels, architects of all creation.
Multicolored rebels.
Their identity, as in secret or not, public. No crap. When you're that big, yeah.
Right. It's all public.
You in a
public to the rest of the universe.
Exactly.
His name was Zyron.
Oh, okay.
Ziran. Zyron. Yeah, that's the dude I was thinking about.
Wasn't there another one that started with an E or something? Was it like Exitar or something?
Eson. And Exitar. Okay, yeah. Exitar was the dude in that great Thor story.
Yeah.
That we'll cover sometime on Marvel Tales.
Yeah.
That 3-issue story in which Thor was trapped on the doomed planet,
and he goes inside the Celestial.
Yeah.
I think that's like is that the beginning of the Falco and Friends' run? Oh, we got
yes, yeah. That was when I started reading Thor regularly. It was right around that story.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I just read it kind of sporadically before that with the Walt Simons and stuff. But yeah, I was hooked on that. Yeah, anytime that there's a Marvel hero or a Marvel mainstay that's just all of a sudden violently uprooted from Earth and cast down on another alien planet and thrust into the middle of all of these things that are going on, these political intrigue and different caste systems and things and tribal warfare and stuff. I'm all over it. I love it.
And again, I feel like there's so many like Louise Simonson's trying to show like so many like things for like that are so common to every culture, like like the outcasts or like the mutants of this planet and stuff, and
the caste system, the chosen versus the rejects, and then you have the begin agains that are kind of like they just kind of want to start over and which I would probably be one of them if I was on this planet. I'd be one of the begin agains. I'd be like, let's start over. This is messed up. Yeah,
as we'll see in one of these upcoming issues, like mind altering drugs.
Yes,
chosen their mind altering drugs.
Yeah, and just their behavior towards each other.
Oh yeah,
general, it's pretty reprehensible.
All right, so should we get to the next one?
Yes.
Because again, we barely scratched the surface of this thing.
Oh, I know. We're just getting started here.
There.
Love these covers too.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Paul Smith, I love his artwork. I fell in love with his stuff during the X-Men and Alpha Flight miniseries.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? The 2-issue one with Loki?
Yeah, barely, but yes.
Yeah.
That
was my introduction to him, and I thought, oh my God, I love this artwork. And so that was another reason I loved this story, was because it was him all throughout. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh God! And then these early 90s. Yeah, look at that cover box, that corner box, and
yeah. I think that's an Arthur Adams cover box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so X Factor number 44 from September 1989, Judgment War Part 2, Another World. I think we got the same team here. With X Factor separated on an alien world when they were teleported into the middle of a battle between the Chosen and the Rejects, Cyclops finds himself alone in the evacuated battlefield as Gammenon the Celestial slowly descends on the area. Unable to stop the giant cosmic being with his optic blast, the Cyclops instead decides to try to blast a hole in the ground deep enough to avoid getting crushed. Meanwhile, the Beast has fled with the rejects along with one of their warriors, Zaharka. When Zaharka wonders what tribe Beast has come from, Hank considers that she may not be able to understand the concept that he came from another world and decides to pretend that he has partial amnesia. Zaharka is easy to believe this and thinks that his mind has been partially wiped by one of the Chosen's jammers. This allows Hank to ask questions about the conflict between the genetically pure Chosen and the mutates known as the Rejects, and the fact that the space god that has arrived on their world has come for yet another test of their world, one which Zaharka believes they will not pass. Arriving at the Reject Village, Beast is shown that they live in tall platforms suspended over their refuse. He has shown Old Vlon a powerful telekinetic that was mind-wiped by Jammer. Beast also meets Zaharka's child and sees the grief of the pregnant Reject Weigel when she learns that her husband Zehiops has died in the battle. As Zaharka goes to aid the grieving widow, she tells Beast to go and get some food. As Hank wanders away, he considers the parallels on this world with human-mutant relations on Earth. Upon thinking about the fate of his comrades, Beast wonders how the Chosen would view his comrade Archangel, who is mostly human if not for his blue skin and metallic wings. Justin would still do him.
Damn right.
If Beast could look upon his friend's fate, he would learn that Warren is prisoner of the Chosen and has his wings restrained in a plastic restraint as Princess Sira and Lord Rask and one of the Chosen scientists try to make sense out of why a reject would save the princess in combat. Boy, these people are out of it, man. It's like, because it's the right thing to do. Because
exactly,
there's many reasons here.
Yeah, well, they don't even procreate that way on this planet.
Oh God,
yeah,
heathens.
Right. Nice.
They refuse to believe Warren's stories that he had no idea what the conflict is about or that he is from another world. When Rask intends to put Warren into the arena, Warren breaks free and attempts to flee. However, Rask manages to incapacitate Warren again with his force blasts. Witnessing this display, the princess can't help but find Warren's display magnificent. All present believe that Sira was speaking of Rask, except for her robot, ZZ-105. Hey, kids. Still here coming to you. ZZ-105. It's 9:30 p.m. It's 38 degrees out. ZZ points this out when they are walking away from the lab alone, and although the princess struggles to understand it, she can't help but wonder what her feelings about the encounter are.
She's feeling a kind of way.
That's right. When she begins talking of the stories ZZ told her as a child about how children used to be birthed. A robot warns her not to tell anyone that it has told her such tales and insists that they are false. Oh man, there's some naughty bedtime stories. Damn.
Yeah.
When a supply robot zips past them, Sira and ZZ go into another lab where another scientist is examining Iceman with Lev watching over, confusing him for a dueler, a class of the Chosen with an alternate form, and Lev is mocked for attacking one of her own in battle when she confused him for a reject. When the scientist finds no records, they dismiss him as probably being a member of some outer colony that is bad at keeping records. When Bobby revives, they begin trying to ask him questions, but finds that he has amnesia. When he attempts to reach out and touch the princess, an act that is forbidden, the scientist knocks him out before he can. He then turns Bobby over to Lev to try and stir his memory. This poor bastard forgot he's gay.
That's a hell of a mind wipe.
No, at this point, he was still deluding himself, kids.
Yeah, don't let the Republicans know about that.
Forget those camps, man. Just the Celestials.
Conversion therapy. No, thank you.
Don't pray the gay away. Hand them over to the Celestials.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Noel Tate. It's judgment time, bitch.
That's right.
Going back to judgment time, bitch.
Going back to the 90s here, bitch.
I don't know, Noel. Have you heard the new hits?
Oh, baby.
Yeah. I think he heard them on the last one we did.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Strongest wrists down under.
That's right, kids. Ray plays games on YouTube. Watch him play with his deck because he is.
Strongest wrists down under.
That's right. Sometimes with both hands.
Oh, my. Just like Justin when we're talking Archangel.
Yeah.
No. Oh, baby, have I. Oh, I can't wait until Ray's sitting here and he has to hear these live.
Oh, baby.
Tights. Kind of deviant. Well, back at the site of the battlefield, Gammenon is left, leaving giant footprints in his wake. Cyclops manages to blast his way out to the surface and finds a green-skinned telepath waiting for him. Man, it just attracts telepaths.
Yeah. Jeez.
The man asks Scott if he is one of the chosen or a reject. However, Scott tells him that he is from a faraway world and that his friends are missing. Helped out of the pit, Cyclops begins calling out to his friends. However, the humanoid tells him it's ultimately useless that there is nobody around and invites him to follow. As Cyclops is led away, he wonders what became of his friends, and most importantly, his son Christopher. Back at the Chosen Citadel, Sierra looks over the vats of genetic material that they use to create new members of their race. She remarks over how fewer and fewer batches of these artificially created people come out pure enough to live in their society, or alive for that matter. When a Cybot overhears Sierra talking about how it must have been better when children are born biologically, it begins demanding answers. Biologically, yes, is better. However, she threatens to send it off for repairs in order to keep it quiet and sends it on its way. She's then met by Father's son, the man who recovered young Christopher Summers from the battlefield. Feeling an instant maternal love for the child, she offers Father's son ZZ's entire supply of mood-altering drugs in exchange for the child. God, so yeah, kids. Now we're trading children for drugs.
No wonder the Celestials are here passing judgment.
I know.
It's starting to make sense now.
I mean, classism, racism.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone,
trading babies for drugs in the sewers. You know.
I know.
Oh,
Cirazol.
It's enjoyable, and somehow I got pregnant.
And this is only the second part.
Yes, this is the second issue. I know.
Yeah,
we're pretty much going until 50 here, kids. She offers the drugs when he turns over to get the bounty of narcotics. Sierra uses her own jamming powers to make father son forget about the child completely. Not wanting to have to give the child up to the scientists, Sierra hides young Christopher within ZZ so that she can smuggle the boy back to her quarters. Back at the home of the rejects, Beast is joined by Zaharka, whom he begins asking if anyone has seen his friends. When he begins describing Jean Zaharka, the reject wonders if he is referring to the chosen woman they have captured after jamming and is now locked up in one of their dungeons. Finding Beast's question suspicious, she decides to keep this bit of information from him to see what else she can learn from him. Beast decides it's best to continue to keep up his feigned amnesia in order to get the answers he wants. Turning his attentions to a shooting star, he wonders how their ship is faring since it was captured by the Celestials. High above the planet, Ship is continuing to explain to Gammenon about its origins and that it's known about since it's come online. However, the massive Celestial doesn't seem to be satisfied with the tale, and as Ship continues to probe deeper into its databanks, he comes to consider that it might not have been built by Apocalypse, by some other force altogether, and decides to tell its tale again. Scott is led to an underground cavern where he is introduced to the Beginnigans, a group of rejects and chosen who have come to realize that unity is the only way for either of their races to survive. They explain to Scott that the arrival of the space god, Gammenon, was ordained as the Celestials have come to their planet many times to judge its inhabitants. In every previous encounter, they have been deemed worthy to continue. However, Zelf has had a preventative flash that suggests that this time they may not be so lucky. Again, Marvel Universe. Giant comes from outer space. It's never good. The Celestials, Galactus. It's never good.
Yeah. You see a big shadow in the sky. Yeah, start making plans.
Rocketing off into space. Get the hell away.
Yeah. Take an extended trip and just hope that the planet's there still when you come back.
Speaking of kids, the Fantastic Four trailer dropped this week, and yes, there was a hint of Galactus.
Oh, was he in there? Okay, nice.
Real quick, but yep.
All right.
Yeah, Noel Tate, but yeah, me and Noel Tate were talking about it. Yeah, he liked it.
Nice. Large and in charge Galactus. I like it.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, thoughts on this, Justin?
Once again, we're just introducing so many new concepts and things and new characters, and yeah, I loved the thing with the old giant up on the tower that just kind of plays with a doll all day long. His brain's basically gone, but he used to be like the most powerful telekinetic on the planet. Yeah, and I really loved the whole kind of delving into the depths of this society and of seeing all the different things here that are happening with the class structures, the minutia of the chosen society, and the duelers, like the ones that like Lev that have the power to change form into like fire form, and they kind of have respect, but at the same time people kind of view them as kind of another form of reject as well. They're not exactly genetically pure, so they have some amount of scorn. A lot of the other chosen view them as a fascination more than anything else. I thought that was interesting. And that's also kind of I thought that was another parallel to our world too, how some people that are gifted and talented on this planet are, thought of as fascinating and stuff, but then they're also viewed at as scorn because they're different. They're treated poorly because they're so different from everybody else. So, yeah, I really, I love all of the different themes and different layers to the story.
And just the way the chosen are created. I mean, is this like artificial insemination run amok?
Genetic engineering gone crazy, to a whole other level.
Because they're trying to make their population so perfect that the genetics are the artificialness is just running out of control.
Yeah.
Because again, they're saying the survival rates of babies on all sides is going down.
Yeah. As we'll see in one of these issues, some pretty heavy stuff that happens. Yeah, I thought right away, okay, well, that's why the Celestials are here. Like all of this genetic tinkering that they've been doing with their own race, like that's brought their attention to the forefront because that's their job. They're the only ones that get to do that in the universe.
And again, it's just all their actions. I mean, civilization's pretty much just decaying because the chosen are holed up in like a city or two, and then the outcasts are basically just
the rejects have their own
fire
city. Yeah, and then the Beginnigans are kind of like they kind of live in the caves and eke out a living in the subterranean system. Like they just kind of wander as nomads. They don't really have a specific home.
We're going to send the rejects back where they came from.
Oh, God.
Come get us Gammenon.
Yes, please. I hope the Celestials come down soon. Take care of this mess.
Oh my god! But just like the scale of like Gammenon, like holding ship, because again, when we'll see when they get back to Earth, ship like stands upright like a building in New York, and it's
like
pretty
a skyscraper.
It's pretty much bigger than any building in New York. And again,
Yeah.
Gammenon's just holding it in the palm of his hand, like like it's nothing.
Like a matchbox car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, the sheer scale of the Celestials is staggering if you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate in recent years in Marvel how they've completely like made the Celestials just chumps.
Mm-hmm.
We see a bunch of them just get downright completely mowed down in that King in Black stuff, and just I just hate how they've made them so just a plot device that they just can be killed off so effortlessly just to show how badass a villain is.
Exactly.
I think that's stupid. And the fact that Sentry can like punch a hole through one of the Celestials' heads, like, no, just stop it. I don't want to. I am not into that.
Just give up, Marvel. You tried to make a Superman and you failed.
Yes, it didn't work. Get over it.
Oh, I finally get. I finally get it now. I know who you were talking about, man. It was Sentry.
Oh, long-haired Superman. Yes, I am not a fan of the Sentry, and never will be.
Again, there was so much potential, but they just.
Well, they already had a Superman pastiche, Hyperion. They didn't crap with him.
True, I know.
They didn't crap with him, or the Squadron Supreme. They just left them there. They didn't do anything with them for years.
Remember that one Avenger story? They're just like, how many times have you guys been mind wiped? The Squadron Supreme. How many times have you guys been like mind controlled? 3, 4?
Their brain probably looks like hunks of cottage cheese.
And even half dozen. How many times have it been?
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. That Squadron Supreme miniseries.
Oh God, yeah.
Or was it a max? He was 12, was it?
Yes. And there was a lot in that story, too.
Oh, that would take like a month.
Yeah, easily. We should probably do 2 for that so we can cover all of it properly.
Or hell, at least 6 weeks, like maybe two in a episode or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, boy, added to the 2026 list.
That's right.
Oh my God, can you imagine if we were writing all these down and then eventually we're just like, oh, that's a good suggestion. We'll put that down for 2027.
If the planet's still here, then we'll do it. Yeah.
Did that thing even mention about like Archangel coming at is that Rask or no? Was it Father Son?
When he attacked the leaders in the beginning, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying, kill him, and he's like, no, and he shoots his feathered daggers thing at them, directly at the leaders, and lunges them. I was like, yeah, get him, Warren. And that harkened back to, of course, the stuff I love with the Superman, the Gladiator Superman that we're talking about. Like they want him to be a gladiator and kill so badly to sate their nasty bloodlust they're projecting onto these gladiators, but he's defiant and he says, "No, I'm not going to do it for you, suckers," and then he attacks them instead. I love that stuff.
Was that your only downside to this issue, that they didn't dress Warren up in that Gladiator Superman costume?
Yes. Well, that's a complaint that I have about this era. It's like I don't understand.
They basically left him in that suit this era, yeah.
Yeah. This man, Apocalypse, ripped your wings off. He grafted metal ones on. He mind wiped you. He turned your skin blue. He put you in this costume. He renamed you Death, and he made you into one of the 4 horsemen of his apocalypse, and sent you out to do all this horrible stuff. And so you're gonna stay in that costume that he put you in for years?
Yeah, I remember
I
remember reading in this era when they came out. I'm thinking, can he not take that suit off? Did like Apocalypse lock him in that suit or something? But no. Then they go back to the X-Men and he's wearing regular clothes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we see him out of that costume a bunch of time in this series. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he still has hair. Okay.
Yeah. He can wear whatever he wants. He just chooses to wear the costume that Apocalypse put him in. I don't get it. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, PTSD or something, I think.
I don't know what it is. that Stockholm syndrome or whatever. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. But anyway.
Yeah, and then too, I mean, this era they're kind of set him up, as he's like X Factor's Wolverine,
Right, he's the resident badass of the group, so he should have a different edgy costume. I get that, but still, yeah, I don't get it. Yeah.
Blonde badass, or as Justin calls him, my favorite biscuit.
Yeah, I do love my blonde badass.
Oh my! All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right, this time we get another member of X Factor in a fight on the cover there.
That's right.
And again, not a lot to that cover, but I mean, I still like it, because there's like no background. It's basically just Iceman fighting.
Fighting Rask, and it makes you want to know if you haven't read this in a while. It's like, okay, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm. All right, X Factor number 45 from October 1989, Judgment War Part 3, Arena. I think got the same team here again. Archangel, believed to be one of this alien world's rejects, has been forced to enter an arena where the Chosen force rejects to engage in gladiatorial combat and place bets. Archangel is the property, quote-unquote, of Lord Rask, a chosen nobleman who stands to gain great wealth from the coming battle should Archangel win. Warren refuses to fight, however, his opponent, the reject named Agrom, and has no such compunctions as he only wishes to survive. He attacks Warren savagely, however. The winged mutant only defends himself. When Warren refuses to fight, the Chosen unleash a swarm of devices called goads. Devices that, when attached to a being, ramps up their aggressions. This forced Warren to fight and easily defeat Agrom in combat. During the fight, some of the goads get knocked off Warren, and when the audience cheers for him to kill Agrom, Warren refuses to do so. When he attempts to escape by flying out of the arena, a force field prevents him from doing so. Witnessing the fights are Princess Sira, who becomes even more confused over her feelings for Archangel.
I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful one.
I mean, think about it. I mean, this glorious blonde biscuit, Justin, and I mean, she hasn't engaged in the old ways, so she's
she hasn't.
They're all virgins. I mean,
she hasn't been even touched by anybody.
No,
it's illegal for anybody to even touch her.
And you see this glorious blue biscuit descend from the heavens, Justin.
Yeah, who's passionate as the day is long. Yeah, damn right.
Tap tapping my way downtown.
Finding him noble and majestic, which goes against the Chosen's contempt for the rejects. Rask makes a killing in the bets, and when he sneers at Leave and Bobby, Iceman becomes angry for being treated as a second-class citizen due to the fact that he is thought to be a dueler, and is determined to get into a fight with Rask until Lev calms him down enough. Witnessing this, Sierra notes that she has never seen Bobby before and wonders if Archangel's claims of being from another world is where this dueler and the strange baby that she now has in her possession came from. In wondering about the baby, she wonders where its mother might be. Jean Grey is a prisoner of the rejects who, since being attacked by Jammer, has been in a catatonic state. When the guards go in to check on her, they doubt much success in her being able to recover from the attack. Elsewhere in the reject village, Beast, unaware that Jean is the captive of the rejects, helped Zaharka go through scavenge supplies and find items that they can use for Wilg's coming baby. They are soon alerted that Wilg is giving birth at that moment and go to her side to witness the moment. When Hank refers to childbirth as a miracle, Zaharka corrects him on this bleak world. A birth is more of a tragedy, as if the newborn child even manages to live. It will live in a world of constant war and strife. Almost in response to this, Wilg is horrified when her newborn child suddenly dies. Soon a funeral service is quickly organized and performed for the late Zahopa, and her body is put ablaze on a funeral pyre. When B suggests they use technology to try to improve the genetic defects in the rejects, Zaharka becomes suspicious of Beast and tells him that such uses of technology are forbidden, as it is the chosen's way to reproduce. All right, so we've gone from they're purely into their artificially grown. The chosen are into their artificially grown people, and then meanwhile the rejects are basically like, no, what's science? Get that away from me.
Yeah, the complete opposite in the extreme.
The rejects are basically,
Howdy, y'all. Nom, 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 nom.
While at the Citadel of the Chosen, Princess Sierra breaks into the breeding labs using her jamming powers to mask her presence so she can steal formula to take back the young Christopher Summers. Along the way through the sewers, she runs into a guard who has come to investigate the blankness surrounding the area. Not wishing to get caught, she attacks him with her jamming ability by fears she has used them too strongly and alerts others of her presence. As she flees the scene to avoid capture, she wonders why the Chosen have not trained themselves to use their powers for anything other than combat. She returns to her quarters to find that young Christopher is crying. However, the child's tears subside when she feeds him the formula. She has decided that at the first opportunity, she must move the child out of the city. With the little boy in her arms, Sarah marvels at the possibility that this is a child from another world and wonders if she were ever to meet the boy's parents, would she be able to give the child back? Cyclops, meanwhile, exits the cave of the Beginnigans with Daikon, or Gammenon, is once more on the planet's surface outside their cave. As they watch the giant celestial, Scott reiterates his need to find his missing friends, and Daikon reminds Scott of the conflict between the Rejects and Chosen and the Beginnigans' desire to reunite both peoples to save their planet. Sorry, the screen jumped on me. Daikon suggests that with Cyclops' help, they may be able to do just that. While back at the home of the Rejects, Zaharka announces that young Nikal has developed his Reject-born abilities, the power to light things on fire. When word about the Reject Archangel's victory in the arena, word returned to the village by spies, Beast tells the gathered Rejects that Archangel was a member of his tribe, X Factor, and rallies them to plan an attack on the Chosen City. As Beast and the others rush off to make plans, Zaharka watches the scene with increasing suspicion. Back in the Chosen Citadel, Iceman and Lev pit their powers together, and Bobby gloats that the only way Lev was able to defeat him in battle previously was due to the fact that he was caught off guard from a supposed jammer attack. When he traps her in a block of ice, he gets her to yield. However, she still believes that she can beat him in combat. When Lord Rask enters the room and mocks them for being duelers, Bobby... Sorry, stupid screen here. I don't know why it went back to the last screen. Damn you, Lord Rask. When Lord Rask enters the room, and mocks him for being dueled, Bobby stands up to this and challenges Rask to a duel. In a one-on-one fight, Iceman manages to defeat Rask by knocking the Lord down and pinning his arms down with ice. With the victory, Lev wins a hearty wager, and Rask then challenges Iceman to go up against the Reject champion, Archangel. Bobby accepts this challenge, however, he feels uneasy when he learns that Lev bet money that she doesn't have on the fight. Oh, gambling addiction. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Put another check on the bingo card there. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gambling addiction. While in the dungeons, Archangel revives to find that Agrom is still alive and is surprised. He begins to tell Agrom about how he was transformed into the Archangel and manipulated by someone, and that his wings have a mind of their own. He also tells the Reject that he has made a vow never to be controlled by anyone ever again, and swears that once he is freed himself, he will destroy all the Chosen. Unknown to warn, his words are being monitored by Sierra, who has used her jamming powers to sneak into the monitoring room. She's worried that Archangel is poised to fight his friend from another world and wonders what she can do to help him, and considers that if she does anything to free him, he might destroy her entire kingdom. All right. I didn't notice this. One of the Rejects resemble one of the mindless ones from the Dark Dimension.
Yes. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. There's all kinds of neat looking creatures in that.
Can you imagine you escape the Dark Dimension and you're just hiding out on this world, and then like Gammenon shows up? You're like, oh crap.
I can't catch a break. Yeah, this issue had that scene I was talking about where Warren refuses to kill his
opponent,
his opponent in the arena, and instead turns on the Emperor and the other guys. Yeah, I love that, and I loved how there was this stuff with Jacques and the rejects, like because Beast talks about like he wants to help them, he wants to help it so that they won't have this constant infant mortality rate. Like he can do some stuff to help stabilize the genetic code a little bit. And she's like, no, like don't tamper with it. It's the way it's supposed to be. Like they've got this whole extreme, like only the strong survive and the weakness die type of mentality, just from having eked out a living in this harsh wasteland for so long. That's kind of just the only way that they know.
Yeah, and she's like, it's the Chosen's way, but she should have been like, yeah, it's the Chosen's way, and it ain't working for them either. So
right, yeah, both societies have the downfall easily printed out on the future, just from looking at the way that they've engineered their future.
Because it almost makes you think too. It's like, oh, is this why the Celestials are here too? Because have they like poisoned this world so much that like they can't even like bear offspring for the most part?
Mm-hmm. What's that mean? Like that nobody tampers around with the genetics unless it's the Celestials themselves. They were the first ones to do that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they come out and say that, but that'd be interesting if they did that, where like, oh yeah, the Chosen kind of tried to unlock, whatever modifications the Celestials did to them. And yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. That instantly gets their attention, no matter where they are in the universe. Yeah. But I was also surprised by the duel between Bobby and Rask when he beats Rask, because this dude like is no slouch, as we've already seen in the last couple of issues. And Bobby takes him down. I thought for sure that he'd break free of the ice shackles somehow, but no, he got the upper hand on him.
But I mean, again, without his memory, instinctively knows how to use his powers. But I mean, he's rocking some power here, right? Because he's wearing that belt.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the belt. Yeah.
Isn't that the kind of an inhibitor? Because didn't Loki like charged his power so much, like he couldn't control? He was like just basically freezing everything.
That's right. Yes, I forgot about the belt. Yeah.
Which I don't know if they can resolve that. Do they? Or do
I think they do it in one of these issues after this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, if I remember right.
Maybe I don't remember, but yeah, I was always like, I don't know if they ever resolved that plot point.
It's somewhere in the next year or two after this, I think. Yeah, maybe. But also you're right, where it was mind wiped, he didn't have like the kind of the heroic, noble-minded intention of just kind of holding back on his foe. He didn't hold back at all. He just let him have it. So, yeah, but it was interesting. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting. I thought that Rask was just going to wipe the floor with him.
But that was smart, where it's like, yeah, because the Rask can only shoot out of his hands, so like Bobby throws an assault from both sides. So while Rask's hands are busy, Bobby just slides over and like punches him in the
face. Yep, smart. It's good. Yeah.
Then
lights out.
Then ices his hands up to the floor.
Yeah, it's clever. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
The ice will thaw in time.
Yeah, they just walk away. Lev could have melted it. She could have, but she's like, yeah, no. I remember what you said about duelers. You can just sit there, sucker.
Oh. But yeah, I love like in the beginning, like Archangel in the arena, and like they have his like wings in that little like restraining backpack.
Yeah,
rips the wings. See the wings rip through it.
Yes, so good.
And then of course we always try to do. I swear they do this all the time with Celestials when that Dyson who's with Cyclops basically tries to rip the Earth out from under Gammenon.
Yeah, he triggers an
Gammenon's still just standing there, but he's floating in the air. It's like, yeah, he don't care. Ground, no ground, he don't care.
Yeah, he didn't even notice that. Didn't even feel it. Yeah. And I also thought the interesting concept with the goads, when they were fighting in the arena, the little caltrops suddenly flew out and pinioned them and drugged them, basically. I thought, oh, damn, that's nasty.
Yeah, it's supposed to make them get all angry and
Yeah, it's like some type of rage. Well, plus the pain from being stuck with all these things. Yeah.
I was like, is this like their version of roid rage or something? Yeah.
They're basically forcing them to fight. Yeah.
But yeah, another good one. But, all right. So should we get to the last one?
Yes. Part 4.
Holy crap! It's almost been an hour already, man. These are good. I mean, I was like, man,
there's a lot of story here.
I'm like, have we been talking this a half hour or so? No, it's almost an hour. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it covered.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. All right. X Factor 46 from November 1989. Judgment War Part 4. Exchange. Same team, I think, here. The Beast is preparing a group of rejects to participate in a mission to break in. Wait, where'd the cover go? Say, I didn't hit that, did I? There we go.
There we
go. To break into the chosen city to free his friend Archangel from the arena. As he trains young Nico how to fight, Zaharka watches with increased suspicion over Beast's true motives. Unaware that he is really a mutant from another world, she begins to suspect that he might be a spy of the Chosen, and decides to see how he will react when he sees the red-haired woman that they have had their prisoner since their last battle against the Chosen, who is scheduled to be part of the upcoming prisoner exchange. Meanwhile, in the city of the Chosen, Iceman and Lev begin to drum up bets for Iceman's upcoming battle against the Archangel. Watching this in disguise is Princess Sira, who knows that Iceman is really from another world and is suffering from amnesia. She wonders what she can do to free Archangel and continue to struggle with her conflicting emotions regarding her allegiances to the chosen way of life. She also begins to wonder how much longer she can keep baby Christopher hidden from the chosen scientists, and once more consider sneaking the child further out of the city. As she goes to check on the child and her robot, Zizi, she is unaware that she is being followed by a member of the chosen who can fly, who watches her enter her hideout and leaves to report to the scientists. While at the hidden base of the McGinnigan's, Scott learns that his friend Beast is among the rejects, while Archangel and Iceman are in the city of the Chosen. Looking through a monitoring crystal of the McGinnigan's, Scott learns that Jean has been a prisoner of the rejects and is going to be part of a prisoner exchange. He demands instant action. However, Daikon and the other McGinnigan's refuse to take any action just yet, prompting Cyclops to go off alone. Back in the city of the Chosen, Archangel is brought before Lord Rask, who attempts to force Warren to go into a about a training exercise. When Warren attempts to attack him, he is blasted back. Warren then takes a different approach, finding weakness until Rask gets close enough for him to slice the nobleman's leg with his razor-sharp wings before being caged again. Archangel assures Rask that he will slay the dueler that he will be forced to fight and survive, if only for the satisfaction of eventually killing Rask, unaware that the dueler he is to fight is his own comrade Iceman. In the Reject City, the prisoner exchange is about to get underway when Beast notices that the prisoner that they intend to exchange is Jean. When Beast tries to save her, Zaharka believes that her suspicion that Hank is a spy of the Chosen has been confirmed, and she orders the other rejects to capture Hank. Back at the Chosen City, Sierra nurses young Christopher when suddenly Rask and a number of soldiers burst into the building. They incapacitate Sierra, Zizi, and Christopher, intending to punish Sierra for breaking their laws even though she is considered the most perfect of their society. Christopher's telepathic cries cause Jean, who has been in a catatonic state the whole time, to awaken and lash out. However, much to Beast's surprise, the dominant personality is not that of Jean, but Madeline Pryor.
Uh-oh.
Come on, screen. Hold on. Yeah. While Sierra has to answer to why she has a child, the scientists tell her that she will be punished for her crimes. Rask, however, having used his wealth and bargaining on Archangel's coming battle to net him another handsome sum of money to buy him favor, tries to get Sierra to ally with him to avoid any trouble. Sierra, finally making a decision that their way of life refuses, knowing full well that there will be a harsh consequence coming her way. While outside the Begin-Again's base, Cyclops is stopped by Daikon and the other Begin-Agains, who wish to help him storm the Chosen City to free his friends. However, point out that they will have to pass around the Celestial known as Gammenon, who has returned to the plane and is blocking their direct path. As Scott calls out to Jean, telling her that he is coming, it is Madeline who hears this and is amused that her estranged husband would be coming. Hail. In deep space, X-Factor's ship is still a prisoner of the Celestials, and once more probing its databanks to learn its true origins, learns that it wasn't created by Apocalypse at all, but by the Celestials many centuries ago. Finally, back in the Chosen City, Sierra is given back her robot, Zizi, whom she is horrified to find has been reprogrammed to have her own independent thinking culled from her databanks. When Sierra tries to lash out against the scientist who has done this to her childhood caretaker, she is forced back. As she recovers from the feedback of her powers, she vows that no matter what, she will free Archangel and allow him to get his vengeance against the Chosen, even if it means the end of her civilization in the process. Damn, that must be a damn good biscuit.
He's looking pretty fine there with this ripped up outfit on that last page.
I think the blue brings out the intensity of your abs.
Yeah. That's just the right shade of blue.
Oh my. Yeah. All right, thoughts?
Once again, more epic goings on in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with Jean. I was really like, because I read this all when it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's every month, so I was hooked. And when I saw the stuff happening with Jean, I was like, oh my God, I can see where this is going. This is going to get pretty crazy here.
And you don't need to see the dialogue, just the look on her face. You're like, oh God, that's
bad. I've seen that before. Yeah, I've seen that look before. And also, like the times that I saw the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because there were other times that, like, the pupil in her eye just disappears, and you see this smile, and I'm like, uh-oh, like that's got Dark Phoenix written all over it right there.
Yeah, or like like when she first wakes up and just blast them all back. It's like Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my big thing in this issue. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And of all the times for this type of thing to happen, it has to be when they're marooned on an alien world and they could use the help. Now they have to face one of their own that's going off the rails again. Things keep going from bad to worse for X Factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved my two favorite parts in this issue were when there was a part where Rask was gloating over Warren, over Archangel. And he was being all nasty and talking about his opponent and how he's going to have to face Iceman and stuff. And then Warren's like, look at me. See how I cringe, how I'm beaten. Come closer, sucker. Just a little closer. And then he extends his wing out and slashes Rask right across the leg. I love it. Yeah, defiant to the last. And then the other part that I loved was Scott's dialogue. He talks about the Celestials. He says to the Begin-Agains, who basically don't want to do anything. Like they don't want to get involved with this. They don't want to take any action because they feel like the Chosen are going to find out where they are and the rejects and cause a bunch of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But Scott says, you know that the space gods are here to judge you, but you don't know what criteria they'll use. So you're afraid to move for fear of offending them. Well, the space gods have offended me. They've kidnapped us to this planet and lost us here among warring strangers. They've terrorized us and this world for far too long. You hide here in your tunnels, Ryest, and let the world pass you by. I'm going to free my friends, and then I'm going after the space gods themselves. I was like, damn, Scott. Get it.
No, my.
Yeah. get some revenge on those space god suckers.
I think he has a point for the beginnings too. It's like, well, indifference can be a sin too.
Absolutely. When they know that the only outcome of this is a bunch of death on both sides, and possibly like the entire destruction of their planet, like something that they could potentially avoid or work to actively work against. I love the different layers of this story. There's so much going on here. And I wasn't prepared for the heavy stuff too. In the last issue with the baby dying, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Wow, this is really heavy for. I think I was like 12 or 13 reading this. I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting that either. But I love all the different concepts in this story. Like I said, the different layers of this. How Jarka all of a sudden distrusts Hank because he thinks that. Or she thinks that he's like a dual agent. He's a dueler for the Chosen, and he's trying to rescue Jean because she's one of the Chosen as well. And yeah, it's great. It's really great.
And again, it's like Zaharka should know better than to judge someone by their appearance, because I mean that's how the Chosen judge them, by their appearance.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's why we love these stories. I mean, it's like, the late 80s, early 90s stuff was cool, had cool battles and, cool art and stuff. But again, it's like writers like Louise Simonson gave us like these like morality tales that, kind of shaped us from our early years.
Yes, absolutely. And nothing was rushed in this story.
No.
Everything that took its time to set the scene, to explore the motivations and the backgrounds of some of these characters, to get into the real, minute details of these societies, the rejects and the chosen, and also the begin agains. We've got these three different factions, and actually in the floppy for the back of issue number 46, there's a nice little write-up. Instead of a letters page, they have like a cool description of basically the story so far. And they have a list of all of the different, the different chosen that we've seen so far. They list them all out and what they can do. The same thing with the rejects and the beginning ends. And they even talk about the celestials and stuff, which was of huge benefit for somebody who was maybe just starting, coming on with it part 4 and has no clue what was going on or who any of these people were or what the story was about.
They actually did that on the app too. They put that page.
Oh, they kept it there. Great.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I dug out my floppies for these ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad they kept that on the app. That's handy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for anybody that isn't familiar with the story, that's just jumping into it.
And they didn't say anything about it, but they sneakily put that art in. I believe that's a page from next issue's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. The great Chiron Dwyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, counting that fill-in issue again, it's like, we say like, Modern Comics would take a lot longer, but counting that fill-in issue, this whole saga is going to be 8 issues. So.
Yes. Yeah. This is no joke. And this is 1989. Like they didn't do a whole lot of major long stories like this back then, but we'll see one in Excalibur.
I was going to say, that's what I was about to say. I was going to be like, is this a cross-time caper by Byrne?
Well, that was Chris Claremont. Yeah. And that was over a year. Yeah.
But I mean, it made sense. I mean, there you had a lot going on, and then it culminates in issue 50. So,
Yep, big one.
Isn't that like a Jim Lee cover? I think issue 50.
No, it's a Rob Liefeld.
Is it a Liefeld? Okay,
it is. Yeah,
because I was trying to make it better in my mind. Okay, trying to hype myself up. Oh, Jim Lee now.
No.
Don't get ahead of yourself, boy. One foot in front of the other. How many feet jokes have you think he's heard in his life?
Oh man, that's probably his least favorite part of the anatomy now. If it wasn't before, it definitely is now.
15 million if you put Deadpool and Wolverine on constant loop. All right, Justin. Anything else on these?
No, I'm really glad that it's been a few years, quite a few years
Yeah,
since I
me
read
too.
this. So it's really nice to revisit this and to chat about this with you and get your thoughts on this. And yeah, this has aged really well, the story. It still holds up extremely well today. There's nothing about this which seems dated or a reflection of whatever was going on in comic books at the time.
Mm-hmm.
When some big crossover, some big multi-part thing. It was all contained to this title, to this one title, and I love that. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm glad you suggested these because, again, I mean, as much as I enjoyed these, when these came out, I mean, I think I get a lot more out of these as an adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good writing. Really good, solid comic book writing from Louise. Yeah.
Although stuff like this is always kind of sad because it's just like, oh yeah, this crap's still going on in real life. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
World peace yet? No.
Yeah, we're still living in a society of chosens and rejects and begin agains. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, but yes, next time, of course, we're gonna wrap this thing up with the next 4 issues: X Factor 47, like we said, through 50.
And the next issue is a diversion. It's a bit of an interlude.
Yes,
it's a solo spotlight on Archangel, but I thought we should keep it because it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I was thinking too. I was like, you know what? I love an Archangel story, and I'm like, if we skip it and just like keep going with Judgment Day, we're gonna forget that one hanging out there. And again, who knows when we'll be back? So I'm like, yeah, just throw it in.
Makes sense. We'll just cover it and we'll talk about it, and it'll be grand.
Exactly. And again, it's just him reminiscing in that dungeon anyway. So
right, he's got some time to think, so he's recalling a story from his recent past.
You know, he's chained up in a dungeon, and you know, there's no decks to play with. So,
oh baby,
oh,
strongest wrists down under.
Great place. You know what? I always think I get one over on Ray. He's probably getting one over on me. He was like, I'll say this. He'll chop it up, and then there's instant free ads for Ray.
That's right. Yes.
Oh, I see you, Ray. I see what you're doing.
Strongest wrists down under.
Oh.
Thanks.
Who knows what drops? Stay tuned for your next Scarlet Spider episode, kids.
That's right. There may be even more after that. You never know.
Yes. Oh, from that fancy man himself.
The Hard Master. Go ahead, throw it in.
All right, kids. So send us your thoughts on part 2 of Judgment War, and then over on Marvel Tales, we're doing some Hellcat stuff from the Thunderbolt and Avengers 2000 annuals, and the 3-issue Hellcat series from, was that 99 or 2000?
2000, I think.
2000, yeah. And then we'll be doing 2 issues on that Mockingbird series, I think from like 2010, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Which I haven't read. That's a new one to me. So I'm excited.
I just read it recently. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, totally doing 2 issues on that. And so send your thoughts on that, kids. Again, lots of good stuff. Coming in April. Justin has picked some good stuff for my birthday month.
Yeah, for your birthday month, I've picked some classics for us to discuss.
Especially those Thors you picked. At first I was going to be like, maybe we should throw that 3-part Celestial story there. But then I saw the one you picked. I'm like, nah, let's leave it.
We can do that one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's going to be grand.
All right, kids. So send us your thoughts on all that. Send us your thoughts on these issues of the Judgment War or the upcoming issues. Email us. CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all Capes and Lunatics episodes, and even before before times at CapesLunatics.wordpress.com. And again, you can help support us by buying merch. phone cases, T-shirts, cups at T Public or Spring. And again, more deadly than any celestial, that pillow princess of the Capes and Lunatics, Lilith Hellfire, demands that you rain random money on us to the cash coupling.
Make it rain.
She doesn't deny it. That's why she says she might be giving up 25-year-olds though. I'm like, yeah.
Yes, that's right. I remember hearing that in the bonus episode.
I think they're getting too dumb for her.
I understand. I totally understand her reasoning.
She's gonna be programming some maturity into those sex bots. So
that's right.
And of course, the Patreon, where again you can hear exclusive, uncensored content, especially about Lil's life, as you heard in January.
Yes.
But
I was not disappointed by that.
No, nice, good. I'm like, oh man, I was waiting for a story from her past. I'm like, I don't want to bait and switch the guys, but yeah, okay. No,
I enjoyed that very much.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Lil's an entertainer. She knows.
Oh, yes.
She knows how to play it. Yeah. All right. So so subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. Now for this Justin the Owl. You can hear him here every week on X-Men Classics or Marvel Tales. You can also catch him on this podcast either monthly, both places monthly, Energon Universe and One World Under Doom.
That's right. Back by popular demand.
That's right. Hear all the new Image stuff on Transformers and G.I. Joe. Get some cool episodes on classic Doctor Doom appearances before he makes his appearance in the MCU.
That's right.
Do your homework, kids. And you can also catch him monthly as the new co-host with me and the Hardmaster on the Scarlet Spider episodes of Ultimate Spider Cast.
Yeah, this year we're going to be talking about the Slingers.
Yes. So join me, Justin, and
the Hardmaster
for those. He's almost like another Lilith now. I can almost do a whole episode just with his drops. So, Ray, what have you been up to lately?
Rumpy pumpy.
You gonna 2-deck it tonight?
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
I'm sorry, interrupting your plugs. All right, and of course you can also hear Justin at least once a month on We Are the Night,
the Batman podcast, and Azrael.
Yes, we're here us talking Azrael once a month, but he'll stop by for other things like Catwoman, Anarchy, Killer Moth. And of course, you can also catch him from time to time on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast. And you would think that was enough podcasting for anyone, but no. The Owl wants it all, so.
That's right.
Tell them about these shows.
You can also find me every month on Gamma Charge with Russell, talking about either the Immortal Hulk series or the Sensational She-Hulk series. We're covering both of them. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. If you become a paying member on certain tiers of our Patreon, you can hear bonus episodes every month where we discuss some alternate versions of the Hulk from DC, such as Loose Cannon or Damage.
Loose Cannon, yeah.
You remember Loose Cannon?
See, I remember. Yeah.
And over on Predator and Prey, we are joined by the aforementioned High Priest of Khonshu himself, Ray, and Sparky, and we discuss the classic Dark Horse comics featuring Fox's Predator. And then last but not least, my solo show is called The Lost Library of Legends, where every month I discuss a forgotten and undiscovered gem from the comic book past. And I'm doing a multiple-part retrospective this winter on a title from the 90s from the Malibu Ultraverse.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch. One way to the biscuit town. It's me, your old pal, the Owl. I love it.
I'm hopeful that I'll get another drunken unboxing video for you maybe sometime this spring.
Oh,
Yeah,
remember my birthday's in April.
that's right. My the place that I normally order my comic books from at the end of the year didn't do their big sale
Oh man.
this past year that they normally do. So I said, well, I don't really feel like paying this much for these particular comic books. So, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until they're on sale. We have to be thrifty these days. In the days
Well,
of late stage capitalism, we have to be thrifty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that escalated quickly.
But my hope is that there will be another. I think there's going to be another sale this fall or this spring rather. So
Yeah, come on, owners, shop owners, you're gonna entice these people to come in.
I know. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Again, next episode, we'll wrap up this Judgment War.
That's right.
And again, make sure you're checking out Marvel Tales. Some Hellcat and some Mockingbird this month.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I can't wait for those.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah, lots of good stuff.
Yeah. Wait till you see what we have on the menu for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're
It's
cooking
tougher.
with gas.
And we just added another big event to Marvel Tales, so
Yeah.
Yep. All right, kids. Come back next time. And remember, don't touch that biscuit unless you mean it.